Well, I'm on the phone with Coach Corey Papadopoli as we start the 2016 MDI volleyball season. Coach, you're off to a good start with a victory over Sumner Memorial High School on Tuesday. And then to this afternoon, you play Narraguegas at home, and then Saturday, Callis at home. And Callis is a tough team. They beat Ellsworth earlier this year. Tell us a little bit about the game against Sumner and your thoughts against the games for Narraguegas and Callis.
Yeah, sure. Sumner, we got off to a little bit of a slow start, trying to find that rhythm, which I think is just typical of the first game of the season. But that said, I feel like the girls found it, late in the first set, and they really they really used it and rolled with it the rest of the way. And we got everyone in, for at least a full set, and they all played great. They showed a lot of depth at every position. They worked well together, and I think it bodes well of the sort of teamwork that they've been working really hard at in practice, and good things to come.
This is a relatively young team in terms of varsity players.
Right. We have seven returning players, I think, and 7 new players. So yeah, which is good. Which is good. We have some experience certainly, but we do have some younger kids new to the team and still learning a little bit, but definitely doing a great job.
It's going to be hard for MDI because you play quite a few B teams this year. Tonight against Narraguegas and against Callis as well. So it's hard with the way that the schedule is to really move up in those heel point standings.
It definitely makes it challenging for us. It was good for us in the preseason to go down to Greeley and Falmouth and see a lot of those teams, since we only have 4A games this year. They're all against good teams, which is good, and we need to take advantage of that. But definitely makes it challenging for us for sure. That said, there are a lot of new A teams this year, and all of those teams have a bunch of those games on their schedule, so at least helps us to some extent. What we just need are the teams that we play to play really well.
Yeah, you need those B teams to be in the upper echelon of B.
Exactly.
to win lots of games, because you really need those helper points. I mean, and when you look at it, I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Gosh, I mean, the majority of the 22 teams in Class A, probably 19 of them are all Southern Maine.
Yes.
So, I mean, it's kind of like if you're a basketball fan, it's those KVAC teams that keep all those points right amongst themselves, and it's hard to break in to that top upper echelon, top 4 or 5 places in the heel points.
Yeah, it's going to make it challenging for us for sure. We definitely have an uphill battle, and so the only thing we can do is just go out there and play the best volleyball we can, every night, and see how things shake out, and hopefully those teams beat up on each other a little bit, and and we can squeak in there, in a higher position.
Yeah, the higher seed. Yeah, tell us a little bit about the volleyball camp when everybody was starting back in the middle of August. I mean, you guys do things, and this is what now the 3rd or 4th year that you've run camp like that?
Yeah, I think. I can't remember this. Yeah, it's 3rd or 4th year. I think it's the 3rd year. We do three 9-hour days with the girls, and we run it like a camp, and we go through all the skills. We put them into game situations, small groups, 6-on-6. It gives us a really good chance, especially for the younger kids, to see what they can do, and just gives the whole team a chance to bond, which is a huge component of volleyball. And I think this year was probably our most successful version of this yet. We changed some things up certainly from the past years, and I feel like we came out of it in a much better place than we have in the past.
Do you think having the Olympics helps, or I mean, I was mesmerized watching the Olympics, and when I say that, not just the beach volleyball, but the men's and women's in the gym as well. I mean, it's amazing what these people, these professionals can do in terms of hitting and digging, and I mean, it's just amazing to watch.
I think it never hurts to have something like that, the exposure of something like that, and have all of them have access to be able to watch that level of play, and for us to point to it and say, look, this is how we're teaching you to transition. This is how we want you to hit. This is what you can do if you work hard and do these things, the right way. So I think that's only helpful. There's nothing bad that can come from that.
All right. Well, we look forward. Thank you for your time. We look forward to getting back to our weekly coaches show. I mean, I've learned a lot from this, and hopefully our listeners do. And every little bit of exposure that we can give to volleyball, I think, is fantastic. It's certainly one of the fastest growing sports. I mean, when you look at the fact that, I mean, all of a sudden now, there are 22 teams in Class A, which is up over previous years, and just how many teams in Class B? Almost 18 teams, I think, in Class B as well. It's a great sign there of how volleyball is growing in the state.
Exactly, yeah, and in the nation, actually. So,
I think. All right. Best of luck tonight. We'll look forward to getting your report and getting it up on the WDEA website.
Great. Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.